Hey guys, welcome to the March 23rd lecture. Great job on the discussion board post last week about big and thick data. I hope that you can see now that we need both types of data to go ahead and understand our customers and more effectively target our customers with our communications and with our products in order to meet their needs and get them to want our products to solve their needs. This week, we look at chapter 8, I believe. Um, yes, it is chapter 8. And this will we'll learn about global marketing. Why does a company go international? And I've got a neat little discussion board exercise for you to do this week as well. So as always, what we're going to do here is I want you to go ahead, watch this video, and after watching this video, certify that you have watched this video by emailing me and asking me any questions or giving me a brief summary of what I talked about in this video. And then on Wednesday, you will have an initial post on the discussion board, and that discussion board can be found under the Module 3 heading, and it's entitled Attendance for the week of March 23rd through March 26th. So let me give you a brief overview of what you'll be learning this week. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with the PowerPoint slide and go over some of the objectives and the goals for this week. So we're talking about reaching global markets. Why is this important? And how do we get there? Let's look at the objective. Learning objectives for this week, we're going to go ahead and define international marketing. What is international marketing? We're going to differentiate between the 6 environmental forces that affect international marketing efforts. And I'll list those environmental forces and ask you to study them. List the 6 important international trade agreements. We're going to be talking mostly about NAFTA this week, and I'll have you watch a video on NAFTA. Going to identify methods of international market entry, and finally describe the use of the marketing mix internationally. Again, what's the marketing mix? It's product, price, promotion, and distribution. So let's take a look at international marketing and the international marketing definition. International marketing is developing and performing marketing activities across national boundaries. There is a traditional approach, and traditionally, the way companies have gone international is that companies entered the global marketplace as they gained knowledge about various markets and opportunities. And often, when they have gone ahead and penetrated most of the domestic markets, and then with the advent of the internet and making the world a little smaller and easier to communicate with, after they've exhausted the domestic market, they have tended to go international, go global, to reach more markets with goods and services. But recently, there have also been these companies that are kind of born global. They're small technology-based firms that export their products after establishing a market niche in which they compete with larger established firms. Think Google, think Amazon, think about these online retailers and online services that were just born for the global market. And you can understand the traditional approach versus the born global approach. So discussion, international marketing. This slide talks about Turkish Airlines using advertisements to encourage people to visit Istanbul using their airline. Why do countries promote global trade? Again, it's what I said. We have increasing access to additional markets that can help increase top line results. Now remember, for marketers, top line results is an increase in sales, and hopefully those increases in sales will translate to an increase in bottom line results or an increase in profits. Uh, some of those environmental forces that affect international marketing efforts, there are certainly social cultural forces, there are economic forces, there are political, legal, and regulatory forces. Um, Certainly, ethics and social responsibility come into play, as well as what are the other companies in our industry doing? Are they expanding abroad as well? And what are those technological forces? Technological forces are a big thing, right, guys? That's what allows us to go internationally even more easily, quickly, and effectively. Uh, and so the following slides talk about each one of these six forces specifically. So I'm going to ask you to read chapter 8, review these PowerPoint slides, certify to me through email that you've watched this brief overview of the week's um, of the week's material. And then, and so if you send me that email certifying that you've watched this video, you'll get credit for attendance for Monday, the 23rd's attendance requirement. Then on Wednesday, you will have a discussion board post, your initial response. This initial response is due by midnight on Wednesday, so that's the 25th. And this discussion board post requires you to watch a video on NAFTA and answer the questions and discuss those questions. Let the questions be a guide towards your discussion. The initial post response needs to be at least 150 to 200 words. Once I see that initial post, I will give you credit for attendance on Wednesday. And then you will need to go ahead and respond to at least two of your classmates' initial posts so that I can give you credit for Friday's attendance. And you can get those two response posts to your classmates' initial post by midnight on Sunday. Once I see those response posts, um, I will give you credit for Friday's attendance. So I give you a couple extra days for those response posts. Those response posts should be at least 100 words as well. And hopefully they will help you process the information in chapter 8. As always, I'm available to you. Please reach out to me through email or through text or through phone calls. I want to help you in any way that I can so that you can process this information, assimilate this information, and apply this information to marketing strategy. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this. And if you have any questions, again, reach out to me. And I look forward to seeing you on the discussion boards. Have a great day, guys.